Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece. Wow. That's right. One Piece episode 649 review. Now, the episode link is going to be in the description box down below on OnePieceOfficial.com. And before I get started, I do want to say Happy Father's Day for those who have the chance, the opportunity to celebrate Father's Day. Now, that being said, this episode is very simple because all it is the fight. That's all we're getting. The fight, the finale between Don Chin and Monkey D, Luffy. And I want to mention a few very important things before I wrap it up. Because honestly, this video shouldn't be that long. It really shouldn't. So the first thing is that when it came to the past scene pertaining to Don Chinjao, and right before he gets outed by Garp, and by the way, Garp, he mentions how in order to beat Don Chinjao, he had to use mountains, 8 mountains as sandbags. So he was training for this moment, for this day. But what I want to point out, obviously, is the fact that we had a scene that Don Chinjao, he opens up the crystal ice sheet, and the guys fall in the giant treasure cove that him and his ancestors have pretty much built up for all these centuries. And what I do want to say is that if you compare that scene to what was shown in the manga, they're very different. In the sense that in the anime, there's a set start point and an end point. The start point is where Chinjao was when he first did the attack, and the end point is where like the crack kind of comes together. Where in the manga, you can't tell. There is no start or end point. The cut just goes. It just goes on. Remember the moniker. The moniker is Chinjao split apart an entire continent. And we see and we're assuming that this is the continent. Because the continent apparently is, the ice sheet itself is obviously several times more durable than Wappo metal. That's very obvious. That's just very obvious. Again, no amount of fire, no amount of brute force could penetrate it. And Chinjao explains you need to have an insane amount of force at one focal point, and that's the only way you could even crack the surface of the ice, let alone split it entirely. So it's impressive in that respect because it's extremely durable. But the fact of the matter is that when it came to the manga, the way it was displayed, he cuts. There is no end point. There is no start point. Because the cut probably went both ways. Both east and west, north and south, wherever. And it goes. So in the manga, it holds up more to the moniker as opposed to the anime. So in the anime, my personal opinion, a very bad portrayal of the actual headbutt itself. However, when it came to the fight between Luffy and Don Chinjao, that was actually better in the anime as opposed to the manga. Because in the manga, there was so much other stuff going on the side, and when it came to the actual ending of this particular scene, of this fight, all you really got was like 2 or 3 attacks. But in the anime, not only did we have extended scenes previously in this fight, and we got to saw them competing earnestly when it came to other parts within other episodes that were not highlighted in the manga. But in this particular episode, when it comes to the finale, they extended the fuck out of it, alright? And it was pretty damn good. Especially at the beginning. At the beginning, when Don Chin is blitzing around, warping around with Monkey D. He's competing on a movement speed basis with Monkey D. Luffy. And you're like, bro, that's some insane shit right there. And it does show you how far he has to go from a power standpoint, Luffy. Like, that's one of the main reasons why I believe that there has to be either some type of time skip when it comes to training or some type of like hyperbolic time chamber moment in One Piece where the main characters have to train for like a period of time within that respective space, because Luffy isn't ready. And even though the animation was on point for the majority of the episode, when it came to the beginning scenes, even though the beginning scenes were mainly like repeated right punch scene, right punch, right punch, right punch, right punch, right punch, and you do get to see Chinjao counter a jet Gatling and a jet stomp Gatling. But mainly there were a lot of right punches until they start blitzing around and stuff, so that was pretty cool. And at the ending scene, where you see the non-drill or the drillless Dragon Nail against the Giganto Thor Elephant Gun, that was also pretty cool too. Just seeing like the black shockwaves in the sky and the intensity and the pulsation, that was pretty cool. And Luffy winds up beating Chinjao by returning the Dragon Drill to its, I can't say former glory because Chinjao's old, but the cone head has returned. Right, the cone head is back. And it winds up being his downfall because he winds up diving. The ring splits on contact. A simple prick, the ring splits. And he dives in to the water and he's out. And Block C now is a victor. And Burgess knows, oh, that's straw at Luffy. Oh, okay, alright. So now Burgess, he's intrigued. Now Burgess is like, oh shit, now I get it. Oh, okay, alright. Yeah. So obviously Burgess, he's in. But what I do to wrap this up, the episode I liked. Even though there were parts of the episode that I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? And there's also one thing involving the ending scene with the Giganto Thor Elephant Gun, where in the manga it seemed as if like the electricity, the sparks were wrapping around Luffy's fist. Therefore, the assumption at the time by me and other people was that Luffy was using some type of weird haki, because the Thor was the same basis for the Strong World film, in which he had lightning around his fist or his leg, the Giganto Thor axe. But in this case, the sparks clearly come from the contact between the attacks. So no, I was wrong, as are other people. The sparks were not some type of unique haki, unfortunately, because that'd be pretty damn cool. But the thing here is this: when it comes to Luffy and how far he has to go, note how not only does Chinjao praise the Navy, the Marines, when it comes to them taking out Ace, because Ace had the quote-unquote demon's blood, and how Luffy and the rest of the worst generation, they were quote-unquote lionized. I like that word, lionized. They were exalted among their pirate peers because of what happened during Shimono Archipelago and so on and so forth. And because of that reason, they seem to be emboldened in their goals. However, Chinjao makes a reference that, listen, you can compete with me right now, and you call me strong. That's a sign that you can't even make it into the sea that we once dominated and conquered, because you're not powerful enough. That's simple. And the point here is, again, is Luffy stronger than an admiral? And the answer is no. At this point in time, there's no evidence of that. So the One Piece series, even though it's supposed to be like halfway marker, I'm thinking extend that a little bit more. So give or take 20 years to the end, to be honest. Because at this point in time, at Oda's pace, Luffy has to get even stronger in order for him to actually become Pirate King. And then after that, take on the world in the final battle. But overall, I'm done. I'm done. So overall rating is going to be a good plus, and I will see you guys later. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day.